Now at this time I am flying on heading, so the aircraft is flying where I am setting the heading for. As I get closer to the ILS, I'm going to switch this to LOC VOR, Localizer VOR. At that point it will follow the localizer. So that is the first thing that I'm going to do when I see these become active. I'm going to make a right-hand turn here. For the purpose of this video, I'm on a heading setting so that I can control it. I could be on nav setting, in which case it will follow it automatically. At the moment I'm flying on heading. The aircraft is flying in the direction I want it to, not on automatic navigation as in nav. This helps me just for this making of this video. Right, I'm going to make a slight right turn to pick up this next white line. I'm going to adjust the heading now so that I turn the aircraft to intersect the next white sector of my route. Okay, I'm now getting very close. This is the last sector to the runway. The green arrow here is the ILS. As I'm getting very close now, these needles have become visible as I stated earlier, and so if I now switch this to Localizer VOR, the system will intercept this localizer first. So I'm going to switch that to Localizer. Okay, the localizer beam is now here. You'll see the aircraft now trying to capture that. It's turning gently left at the moment. It'll swing back right as it lines needle up. And here is the glide slope. I need to slow my aircraft down now. I'm going to reduce speed. I'm going to turn some of these windows off. Okay, I'm now going to focus just on the instruments. This localizer beam is now coming across, and the aircraft will follow and rotate until it tries to get this ILS centerline beam vertical. I'm going to need to reduce my speed whilst that is happening, so I'm going to dial in 165. And I'm going to increase flaps to second stage. Flaps are now moving down the second stage. I'm going to outside view now. Airport is now here. I'm going to reduce my speed further. I'm going to come down to 150. And then I'm going to put gear down. I'm not quite into the glide slope yet. I'm close to it. Look outside again. Warning buzzer is telling me my gear is not down. I am now waiting for the glide slope to move down before I put the gear down, so that I know that both the glide slope and the localizer are captured. You need to be patient. Runway is now directly in front. Flap stage 2. 150 knots. Now we need to be confident in our settings and our instruments. So just double check. 2,200 altitude for the intercept of the glide slope. Glide slope still above me slightly at the moment. Reduced my speed to 150 and I'm on the second stage of flaps. Glide slope is now moving down. Put the gear down. The warning beeps have now stopped because my gear is down. Now I need to switch to glide slope auto. Now the system, having captured that glide slope, will try and maintain the glide slope on the center and the ILS on the center. Now the runway is now directly in front of me, directly ahead of me. I am on the glide slope, that is more or less central. I'm now monitoring my altitude. When I get the altitude to around 500 feet, I'm going to need to switch all of the features of the autopilot off and finally bring the aircraft to the ground manually. 1,200 feet. Still center. Localizer. Still center. Glide slope. Descending 1,000 feet. All now looking really good. 800 feet. I'm going to do this at about 600 because I need to move the screen around a little. 700. So, go to autopilot. Switch off everything. Autopilot off. All the settings that you had, switch off. Now land manually, full flaps. Reverse thrust, spoilers, brakes. Engines to normal, spoilers down. Turn off the runway. And there we have made an ILS approach following both the localizer and glide slope. Practice makes perfect.